really important as regards the drought. It's not just getting rain. You got to build up the snowpack because that is what feeds the Central Valley in California. This strip of land is among the most fertile in the entire nation. We get something like 80% of our carrots from that one little area of land. And so when they have a terrible drought out there, it affects all of us. What we're expecting is more rain and quite a bit of snow, especially later tonight as that big plume comes into the mountains. That'll last through the overnight hours. The winds are going to be very strong as this is occurring. So we're talking about winds gusting to 80 miles per hour, even higher. We've had some reports of winds gusting over 140 miles per hour. We're not totally sure that that's legitimate, but it sure looks like it is. So incredible wind at the very highest elevations and very strong wind at pass level with snow, which means really, really difficult travel in the passes there as this is coming through tonight and early tomorrow. All told, we're talking about a couple of feet of snow, could be as much as 3 feet along the ridge tops. And then that storm is going to move out and into the middle of the west. So we'll get some snow in the Great Basin there in Nevada. We get some snow in the Wasatch. Then a low pressure center will likely develop east of the Rockies. And along with that, we're going to see a flow that's driving into the mountains coming out of the plains. That upslope flow is going to enhance the potential for snowfall. So we think that is likely to develop late in the weekend right along the Front Range there in Denver and points farther northward and farther southward as well. At this time, it doesn't look like it's going to be tremendously heavy snow. We're talking about maybe a few to several inches there right along 25, but maybe a good bit more in the mountains. Over to you.
All right, go drink some water over there, Carl Parker. All right, still to come on Weather Center Live, continuing coverage of the monster storm hitting the West Coast.
Yeah, widespread reports, flooding, wind damage, they're coming in. We've got more expert analysis plus live reports coming in out of San Francisco as well. A satellite view, a pretty one, no doubt, but it is a mess underneath all of those clouds.
Currently in our area, 68 degrees under fair skies. This afternoon, mostly sunny. High 68. Winds west at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. Low 50. Winds northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Friday, sunny along with a few clouds. High 70. Winds north-northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Hello, and thanks for watching Weather Center Live. I'm Jennifer Delgado. Hello, and thanks for watching. I'm Jennifer Delgado alongside Alex Wallace, and you're watching Weather Center Live. Well, the United States is bookended by 2 strong storms out there. We got a problem on the West Coast as well as the East Coast. Now, the East Coast, it's Damon. He's already dropped 2 feet of snow in some places, knocking out powers. And you can see right here, blanketing the roadways. Power crews are out there trying to restore power to so many people suffering.
Yeah, a mess there. And then in the West, one of the strongest storms in years hitting California. This is the kind of damage the storm is capable of here. I mean, look at this hulking tree, a massive sized tree getting toppled by these winds.
That's out of San Jose.
Exactly. So
and that tree is humongous.
It's huge. So that's what we're seeing there. A bad situation, no doubt, and it continues.
And we are getting our first look at the storm that is soaking the West Coast this morning. This is the latest satellite image, and you can see it is closing in on California. And this is our area low pressure. This is the front that's bringing all the rain right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, it's not just a rain event. We've got the winds gusting up, could see it up over 70 miles per hour. We've seen that in some areas here in parts of California already.
And we're looking at the radar right now. We have flash flood warnings out there. You can see for areas including Santa Cruz, as well as over towards the east and the northeast as well. We have our own meteorologist, Chris Warren. He is in San Francisco right now, and he is there with the bad weather that's happening right now.
Yeah, absolutely, Chris. We've certainly seen conditions deteriorate. How are we looking right now?
Well, I can tell you, you mentioned those big numbers, the big numbers for wind, which are impressive, and they're going to be impressive. But it's the smaller numbers, some of the single digits that are going to cause some of the biggest problems around San Francisco, and that's the rainfall totals. Now, the numbers themselves, 3 to 5 inches, doesn't sound like a lot, but when it comes down in a matter of hours, that's a phenomenal amount. San Francisco, its rainiest day on record, a little bit more than 5.5 inches of rain. And as we look here, people are still coming out. They're still coming out and playing in the rain. But we do know that the rain is causing some big problems. In fact, we have some new video that's just coming into the Weather Channel right now. I want to show you. It's Daly City, which is just south of San Francisco, which is, basically San Francisco. It's on the way to the airport. And we have so much water. The infrastructure here has a hard time handling. So, I mean, and it's reasonable because you don't expect to see that much rain in San Francisco so fast for so long. I mean, you think about it, a lot of these trees and a lot of vegetation around here get by because of the fog. And what's more serene and more quiet, and what an easier way to take in precipitation. And some of the biggest trees, the redwoods, similar deal. They take in that. So getting this much rain is an amazing thing, and it does cause problems on the roads. Earlier, what we did notice also, where we are right here, do you see this marker? Right after we got absolutely crushed by rain. I mean, we were here, we watched it. The Golden Gate Bridge was out of visibility. And that marker right there, it started bubbling up. And we're like, that doesn't look right. We thought, are there currents coming together? Because that's what it looked like. If you spend some time on the water, you can tell when currents come together. But then what we noticed, just on the other side of that, a different colored water, a little bit lighter, started going out from it. And that's when we thought, okay, just rained heavily. We're seeing that happen. Well, the water raining, coming down on the city, on the roofs and on the concrete like this and on all the pavement has to go somewhere. So we're kind of putting the dots together. And then we saw this sign right here. Well, we remembered it. And it tells you not to swim after heavy rainfall because there's a possibility of high bacteria. Again, by no means do I consider myself an expert on infrastructure, pipes and things here in San Francisco, but, talking with my crew, Tim and Michelle, and we're like, that kind of makes sense. That's probably, we think, what was happening here was that all that was draining out and coming into the bay. Not talking about sewage or anything, just drainage, just the water coming into the drains. It has to go somewhere. And in some cases, too, we'll see that rain earlier, right down here on the sand. We saw all the water pooling up, and then it would drain off. In fact, let me show you real quick. Whew. As that's happening, kind of far away here, but we saw the water draining. It's not much, but it shows you what happens. The water comes in here, and you can see how it carved out the sand. This is really, really small scale, but imagine this on a river size. And that's what can happen. You get erosion, whether it's erosion of inches or more dramatically feet and yards, water is huge. It, one main raindrop or two, it can be annoying, but when you get a deluge like we've been seeing, it causes major problems, Carl, and we know that and we've seen that.
We certainly have, Chris, and we're going to begin with a look now at the 6-hour radar loop, and notice how this incredible conveyor belt of moisture has been driving into the Bay Area and northern and central parts of California. You're still getting a lot of flash flood warnings right now across the region. We'll drop down into the Bay Area. The latest warning there for Alameda, Contra Costa, and Santa Clara counties going until 12:15. A lot of reports of flooding, a lot of roads with water on them around the region. Also, a flash flood warning for Napa and Sonoma counties, and it's not just going to be flash flooding that we are concerned about. This is the river forecast for the Napa River near St. Helena in California. And notice the forecast taking it up to just under 20 feet. 18.8 feet is the forecast crest on that river. Now at 19 feet, which is just a little higher than that, you see significant flooding in the upper Napa Valley. In fact, much of the upper Napa Valley becomes impassable at this point. So even though we have desperately needed this rain, we're going to get a lot of very serious problems, and we've seen that already. Another flash flood warning to tell you about, not very far away from South Lake Tahoe. And look at the rain that is now coming in here into the Sacramento Valley, the northern end of the Sacramento Valley. We're getting a lot of lift around those mountains and exceptionally heavy rain courtesy of those mountains with the additional orographic lift, we call that. This is the one-day rainfall, and you see these areas of yellow and red. That's where there have been several inches of rain. And notice right in here, this little blue spot right there, that is Lake Oroville. That is the second largest reservoir in California. Very, very important for drinking water for Californians to use. They have gotten 5 inches of rain in the mountains that drain into that Lake Oroville, and so that is very good news. That means we're going to begin to replenish those reservoirs. Got a long way to go, though. We'll have much more on all of this coming right up. Stay tuned.
Breaking wind and average fleece. Breaking wind and Duluth Trading Shoreman's fleece. Duluth Trading Shoreman's fleece. 3 gust-busting layers. 1 beefed-up fleece. Get one. Only at DuluthTrading.com.
Ah, the bold new Camry. You can get a great deal during Toyotathon.
I love the new look.
And it's a blast to drive.
Oh, so you've driven it?
Yeah, taking it for a spin.
Toyotathon is on. Get low 1.9% APR financing for 60 months on the bold new 2015 Camry. Offer ends January 5th. Plus, every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care, Toyota's no-cost maintenance plan.
I know a great place for a drive.
Toyota, let's go places.
Check.
Energizer protects your devices from damaging leaks. Guaranteed.
Sunday.
Buried treasure, here we come.
There's new miners on the mountain.
We're about to be digging on top of the world.
But will their big gamble,
They call it Dead Man's Curve.
My heart is pounding right now.
be a huge bust?
This is an extreme situation.
Prospectors. New episode Sunday night at 9 on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 68 degrees under fair skies. This afternoon, mostly sunny. High 68. Winds west at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. Low 50. Winds northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Friday, sunny along with a few clouds. High 70. Winds north-northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
The wildest weather ever caught on camera.
Oh my God!
Tonight, tomorrow night, every weeknight. Wild weather at 8 on the Weather Channel.
The clock is ticking, so let's grab the list and go to town. You don't need a lot of this to make someone feel like that, especially if you give them one of these. Holiday to-dos? Let's get them done today at the one place that can help us bring it all home. That's How to Holiday. Let's do this. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. Your choice of these compressor combo kits, just $199.
Ring ring?
Progresso.
It's okay that your soup tastes like my homemade.
It's our slow simmered vegetables and tender white meat chicken.
Apology accepted. I'm watching you, soup people.
Make it Progresso or make it yourself.
Mega Red is an omega-3 supplement recognized by the Hope Heart Institute. Research shows omega-3s may reduce the risk of coronary heart disease. The omega-3s in Mega Red are easily absorbed by the body, and it's just one small pill a day. Support your heart health with Mega Red.
Now, Walmart is your go-to place for all things Lego, all at unbeatable prices.
They've got Lego Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles sets, Lego Friends, and this unbelievably cool Emmett's Constructo mech from the Lego movie.
Check out the Lego minifigure I just made, Action Anthony.
What's his superpower?
Being breathtakingly handsome. You don't know what pretty is. I know.
Save $25 when you open a Walmart credit card account and spend $75 today. Then get another $10 when you make another $75 purchase. Walmart.
Well, it's a tale of two storms. Snow piling up in the east, all due to Damon.
And in the west, well, the rain and the wind are pummeling coastal California. NBC's Dylan Dreyer and Miguel Almaguer continue our team coverage.
Tuesday's nor'easter is sitting and spinning in New England right now, and we are still dealing with the snow on the backside of it. 1 to 2 feet of snow has fallen in parts of New York and New England. It made roads very treacherous yesterday. In Albany, one woman was killed in an accident involving a car and a pedestrian on the slippery roads. I-81 south of Syracuse was shut down for a time yesterday because of the dangerous road conditions and the accidents, and now we're seeing our worst conditions along I-90 out near Buffalo down to Erie, Pennsylvania, where the heaviest snow is falling. But until this storm pulls away completely, we will still see these light to moderate snow showers all across the Northeast that could produce another few inches of snow. So that's the storm in the Northeast, but there's an even bigger storm now on the West Coast, and that's where we find Miguel Almaguer.
Dylan, the steady pounding rain has begun to hit the San Francisco Bay Area. We can expect to see this rain over the next 48 hours, up to 8 inches of rain. We do expect some localized flooding and certainly some high winds, gusts topping 75 miles an hour. That's Category 1 hurricane strength winds. Some local school districts have already shut down for today. Some workers have been told they can stay home at office buildings all across this region. We're expecting a wet and wild day all across the Bay Area, as well as other parts of the Pacific Northwest. I'm Miguel Almaguer, NBC News.
Well, wet and wild indeed. Meanwhile, we head east to Denver, the Mile High City, and what a pretty picture here. We've got lots of blue skies, sun shining brightly. Beautiful day, but things are going to change as we head into the weekend. The system that's impacting us there on the West Coast, well, it has to head somewhere, and it's going to be heading east, and that's going to mean some changing conditions here for us. So let's talk about it. Here it is. Big trough that's in place here in the west. This is as we head on into tomorrow, and our storm system that'll continue to drive its way eastbound out there as we head through the latter part of our weekend. We'll see an area of low pressure try to develop as well, and moisture gets drawn northward. That's going to be sort of the fuel and the juice necessary for some of the wet conditions that we'll see, along with even the potential for some stronger storms for the latter part of the weekend. Central and southern plains having to deal with that. And then into the higher terrain here in the Rockies, we'll see the threat for some snow. So let's get you started on Saturday. We've got rain in Phoenix. You could be dealing with that. You get up to Flagstaff, the higher elevation there may have to deal with a little bit of snow, but it's rain for you as you slide your way over towards the Grand Junction. Then as we move to Sunday, second half of the weekend, there's all the rain now pressing its way right into the heartland. Could see some decent rains here for us. Some needed rains. We could use it here in parts of Texas. And then back towards the west, the blue areas, we'll see some snow. Denver, one of those spots that we'll be watching closely here as we head through the weekend. All right, let's take you on into Monday now because it doesn't stop there. Monday, as we head back to work, the rain impacts you now. Houston towards the Baton Rouge area. Memphis there in Tennessee, sliding all the way up through Kansas City and St. Louis, seeing some of that rain. Even there on Milwaukee, you'll see that. While back towards the west, where it'll be a little chillier here in the Central Plains, we'll go from the rain to switch over to a little bit of the wintry mix there for you. So Dallas, here we are. Again, it's the second half of the weekend where things will be the most unsettled. Thunderstorms on Sunday into Sunday night. But by Monday, hey, things really brighten up. 60 degrees and sunshine for you. And then on the colder side of things, that would be Denver, where temperatures will be in the mid-30s on Sunday. We'll see some snow showers around, hanging out through nighttime hours. Then on Monday, we dry it out. Jen?
Okay, Alex, well, we've been tallying up the snow totals from Winter Storm Damon, and they are impressive. Coming up next, we will let you know who got hit with the most snow from our fourth named storm of the season, and that's not it. Plus, we will hear from a man who spent most of his day stranded for hours in terrible driving conditions from Damon.
Why do I take Metamucil every day? Because it helps me skip the bad stuff. I'm good. That's what I like to call the Meta Effect.
4-in-1 multi-health Metamucil, now clinically proven to help you feel less hungry between meals. Experience the Meta Effect with our new multi-health wellness line.
I love my Meta Health Bars because when nutritious tastes this delicious, I don't miss the other stuff.
New Meta Health Bars help promote heart health. Experience the Meta Effect with our new multi-health wellness line.
Bad things happen when you're away from your medicine cabinet. Like when you're stuck in coach with a first-class case of the Captain has turned down the fasten seatbelt sign. Urgent RX Upset Stomach Relief is a new, fast-acting medicine that's ready whenever, wherever. Just rip open the pocket-friendly packet, pour the flavored, fast-dissolving powder into your mouth, and stand by for fast relief. Urgent RX Fast Powders. No water, no waiting. Just right now relief. Available in singles and 10 count.
If you're Salt and Peppa, you tell people to push it.
Push it real good.
It's what you do. If you want to save 15% or more on car insurance, you switch to Geico. It's what you do.
I'm pushing it real good.
Dad, I know I haven't said this often enough, but thank you.
Thank you, Mom, for protecting my future.
Thank you for being my hero and my dad.
Military families are uniquely thankful for many things. The legacy of USAA Auto Insurance could be one of them. If you're a current or former military member or their family, get an auto insurance quote and see why 92% of our members plan to stay for life.
We are but a small part in something far greater, essential to this mission, essential to humanity.
Ascension is the lifeboat for humanity.
Will that be all, sir?
Thank you. Ordering Chinese food is a very predictable experience. I order B14, I get B14. No surprises. Buying business internet, on the other hand, can be a roller coaster white-knuckle thrill ride. You're promised one speed, but do you consistently get it? You do with Comcast Business, and often even more. It's reliable, just like Kung Pao fish. Thank you, Pink.
Reliably fast internet starts at $89.95 a month. Comcast Business, built for business.
Over 200,000 people are hospitalized every year with flu complications. So to kill the germs that may make your family sick, we recommend using Lysol disinfectant spray every day. Lysol is approved to kill 80 germs, including hard-to-kill viruses that can live on surfaces for over 4 weeks. It works on hard and soft surfaces to help stop the spread of bacteria. So help keep your family healthy with Lysol.
883-5467. Go online to consumercellular.com or go to a Target or Sears store today.
The wildest weather ever caught on camera.
Oh my God!
Tonight, tomorrow night, every weeknight. Wild weather at 8 on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 67 degrees under partly cloudy skies. This afternoon, mostly sunny. High 68. Winds west at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. Low 50. Winds northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Friday, sunny along with a few clouds. High 70. Winds north-northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Well, Winter Storm Damon, you were sort of a nasty little storm out there. You produced get this, we're talking nearly 2 feet of snow in some parts. And Winter Storm Damon, and you are not done yet. We are still seeing that hitting parts of the east, especially on the backside of that area low pressure. So we want to talk about the numbers that we've seen, and they're impressive out there. For Tully, New York, 26.2 inches of snowfall out there. For Killington, Vermont, 23 inches. And then for Syracuse, 12.5. That was actually your first snowfall of the season. And who better to have there than our own Jim Cantore? He was in Syracuse when the snow first started to fall, and he caught up with one of those people who was stuck on the highway. We're talking Interstate 81 yesterday for 5 hours. Here's more.
Well, the snow continues to fall here in Syracuse, 15 inches and counting. Certainly some of our areas to the south have almost gotten 30 inches of snow. That is an awesome storm, to say the least. The problem, though, is it came in a big hurry on Wednesday morning along Interstate 81. I want to talk to Matt Spagnola, who actually spent about 5 hours in that traffic jam. Yeah, 5 hours in that thing. I mean, let's just go back. Just tell us about your morning and when you were literally stopped.
Well, I woke up, I shoveled the driveway enough so I could get out, and got on 481, 81, and then about 2 miles onto 81 is just dead. Just totally dead traffic.
Just gridlock, yep.
Just total gridlock. You get up and, everybody moves over, and then after I moved over, I stayed there for about 5 hours.
So how did you find out what was happening ahead of you?
Just localnews.com. People were telling me what was going on. Trying to figure things out was getting kind of tough. Actually, I learned more that there was a tractor-trailer incident when I was talking to you on the phone doing the interview. And just about as soon as we hung up, the traffic started moving again, got off, and it took me about another hour and a half, I think, maybe to get down here to meet the news crew and go get some lunch at one of our restaurants.
We've certainly seen worse situations where people have been on the road 18 hours, 24 hours.
Oh, yeah.
But even 5, when does it start to get on your mind a little bit? It's just like, what am I doing?
About hour 2.
Really bad?
when you're sitting there and there's nothing to do, you got nothing to eat, my coffee's cold, I got to go to the bathroom. And that's the big thing I started thinking about, like, man, I don't know how they did it in Buffalo, where did they go to the bathroom? And it was getting to that point where, it was going to be soon, we were going to have some trouble.
All right, Matt, we're glad you're back with us, and maybe a little fear getting on the interstate next time?
A little bit.
All right.
Not really. I got to do it this afternoon.
Oh, well, hopefully we will wind down a little bit. But here's the deal, guys. Even with a non-lake effect snow event, now we're sitting here 30-plus hours going on the 40th hour. We may be over 50 hours of straight snowfall at Syracuse International before all is said and done. The good news is it looks like the heaviest snow has certainly gone past this area for at least today. All right, we'll keep you posted from downtown Syracuse. Back to you in the studio.
All right, thanks so much, Jim. And here we are checking in on Winter Storm Damon, and still turning here in parts of New England. You can see on the satellite view the clouds are rotating around here. Underneath those clouds, as we take a look at the radar, there's the snow. We still continue to find it across parts of Pennsylvania, New York State, working into New England as well out there for you. Some of the observations at this hour, showing you some snow. Syracuse, you're still dealing with that over towards Albany, while in Portland, temperatures there in the upper 30s. So we're dealing with liquid rain while it's just clouds in New York City. So as we head through the rest of our day, tonight and into tomorrow, this thing will continue to spin, but winding down. Going to be weakening as it pulls further and further away. By tomorrow afternoon, could see a few snow showers rotate in here. Parts of New York State into New England again, parts of New Hampshire and Vermont dealing with that. But in terms of snowfall left to go, this is what we could see. In addition, we're talking generally here, some of the higher totals. We can pretty much get rid of the 5 to 8 there that's showing up. It's going to be a little bit less than that as you head into places like Erie and certainly south of Buffalo. And then as we head into northern New York State, we could see some spots that could see maybe 1 to 3, 3 into 5 if you are unlucky, if you don't want to see any more snow. All right, West Coast, here's our big system. Continue to drive on in here. This is bringing us the wintry weather, the wet weather, the windy weather as well. Blizzard warnings in place. So combination of the snow and the wind really going to make things very tough to navigate through. In fact, you can see this is how we're going to be showing up in terms of the precipitation over the next few hours. Could see that really piling up here for you. Interstate 80 Donner Pass could be very tough to navigate with all this snow and the wind that we'll deal with. Jen?
Okay, thank you. Well, a monster storm is hammering the West Coast right now. And the worst, well, it's still yet to come. Take a look at this. This is the radar as well as the observations at San Francisco Airport. And right now, we're looking at visibility at 4 miles, and delays, well, they're still significant. Almost 4 hours. They could go longer as we continue to track this monster storm on the West Coast.
change your style to express your unique personality. So why can't you do the same with your eye color? We at Alcone believe you can. Introducing new Air Optics Colors prescription contact lenses. Its unique 3-in-1 color technology blends with your own eye color for a naturally beautiful look with comfort all month long. Virtually try on your perfect color and get a free trial offer at airopticscolors.com.
I am never getting married. Never. Guaranteed.
You picked a beautiful ring.
Thank you. We're never having kids.
A little bit here.
We are never moving to the suburbs. We are never getting one of those. We're never having another kid.
I'm pregnant.
I'm never letting go.
For all the nevers in life, State Farm is there.
You know what's gone? Kevin? The aspartame in You'll Play Light, they took it out. Oh, yeah. It is gone. What's wrong with Kevin?
You'll Play Light with 90 calories. Smooth, creamy, and now aspartame free.
Hello, I'm an Idaho potato farmer, and our big Idaho potato truck is still missing. So my buddy here is going to help me find it. There we go! It's out there somewhere, spreading the word about America's favorite potato, heart-healthy Idaho potatoes, and the American Heart Association's Go Red for Women campaign. If you see it, I hope you'll let us know. Always look for the Grown in Idaho seal.
Today we're getting record snowfall.
Radars indicate there's been flooding throughout the area.
We're getting hail the size of golf balls.
Maglite. Turn your light on, America.
Mega Red is an omega-3 supplement recognized by the Hope Heart Institute. Research shows omega-3s may reduce the risk of coronary heart disease. The omega-3s in Mega Red are easily absorbed by the body, and it's just one small pill a day. Support your heart health with Mega Red.
Earning unlimited cash back on purchases. That's a win. But imagine earning it twice. Introducing the Citi Double Cash Card. It lets you earn cash back twice. Once when you buy, and again as you pay. It's cash back, then cash back again. And that's a cash back win-win. The Citi Double Cash Card. The only card that lets you earn cash back twice on every purchase. With 1% when you buy and 1% as you pay. With 2 ways to earn, it makes a lot of other cards seem one-sided.
Sunday.
Buried treasure, here we come.
There's new miners on the mountain.
We're about to be digging on top of the world.
But will their big gamble,
They call it Dead Man's Curve.
My heart is pounding right now.
be a huge bust?
This is an extreme situation.
Prospectors. New episode Sunday night at 9 on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 67 degrees under partly cloudy skies. This afternoon, mostly sunny. High 68. Winds west at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. Low 50. Winds northwest 5 to 10 miles per hour. Friday, sunny along with a few clouds. High 70. Winds north-northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
The Weather Channel unearths the investigations, the mysteries.
Nobody was flying the plane.
Why planes crash. Mondays at 9, here on the Weather Channel.
Hello, and thanks for watching Weather Center Live. I'm Alex Wallace.
And I'm Jennifer Delgado. Our focus today is the West Coast, where a monster storm is ramping up.
Yeah, it's already caused one injury that we know of. According to the Santa Cruz Sentinel, a child was injured when winds knocked a tree over this morning. This is a picture from the scene in Santa Cruz. Now, we're told the child is okay, but was taken to an area hospital for x-rays. So it just goes to show you the power of some of these strong winds that we've been seeing here across the Golden State. 50, 60, 70 mile per hour wind gusts out there knocking down some of these big trees, and unfortunately a child here injured, but we're told they are going to be okay. All right, let's send it back to Jen with Who's With Now Storm Specialist Carl Parker on more on this system.
Yeah, when you see how big that tree that was knocked over, it gives you an idea just how strong those winds are and how powerful the storm is.
They have been incredible, and this is a look at Lake Tahoe. This is a live webcam view, and it's probably a little difficult to see from your perspective, but we saw a close-up picture of very large waves on Lake Tahoe, getting up to 6-7 feet, and we're looking at this live webcam view of whitecaps. They're out on the lake, so the winds have been pretty consistently gusting up to about 60-70 miles per hour there at Lake Tahoe, so it has been quite a time, and it's far from over there.
And we saw some of those big waves too.
Yep, that's right.
All right, well, we want to talk more about this big storm out there, and I know we have our West Coast weather specialist out there, Chris Warren, and he's out in San Francisco, and he is dealing with some tough conditions out there, so we're going to get to him as soon as he gets everything back up and going. But right now, we're going to talk more about the West Coast, where we've already seen in some reports 14.3 inches of rainfall.
Yeah, a tremendous amount of wet weather. And Adam, if you could go ahead and reset my max there, let's get back to the top of the show. And so what we've got right now is this huge area of moisture that's coming into Northern California, and this is great in a lot of ways. I mean, we need the drought relief, and really the only way that you're going to get any sort of drought relief is with a big series of storms like this. And this is the type of thing that you expect to see in an El Nino year, and it's thought that we are likely to go into an El Nino this year. So this is good. This is generally good news, but certainly it's going to be a long road. And there's a look at what's driving all this. A tremendous jet stream, very strong wind that's translating to the surface, and this big system pulling up all kinds of moisture out of California. And there's the visible satellite picture, and look at the relief in the cloud there. So you see the vertical motion. That's where all that heavy rain is being generated and then driven onshore. And we have seen a terrific amount of wind in some areas. This is Mount Lincoln in California, where the winds have been consistently gusting up and around 100 miles per hour. So it's been quite a storm there.
Quite a storm there, and we want to go now to our own Chris Warren. He is live in San Francisco. And Chris, describe to us the situation and what conditions are like now, especially because you're so close to the coastline. You know, we'd like you probably if you could just get a little bit of, a little more distance from the shoreline, maybe.
Oh, no, yeah, appreciate the advice. We have considered that. The thing is, we're in the bay. So the bay is protected for the most part. I mean, we're watching this, and it comes up, and it'll splash. It splashed as high as we've seen it the past 5-10 minutes or so. But it's out here. See the Golden Gate Bridge? Out there. That's where the wind, the swells, the winds are really doing a number on the waves. And that's where we're looking at possibly 20 to 25-foot swells. But in here, yeah, we don't want to go play on the beach. Definitely don't want to go do that right now. But where we are right here, we're safe. I mean, if we get hit, we're okay. I mean, it's just going to be a matter of being wet at this time as we look at some of the waves and the rain. And also, here's the other thing. You have some nice scenes still. People are coming out. We're seeing more birds. You see, I think we have a group of pelicans again cruising along. Alcatraz in the distance here. So San Francisco, I mean, it looks like a rainy day. Maybe nothing big, except we know what's going on. We know what's happening right now, how bad it is. Power's out, and, it's hard to even go get something to eat if you wanted to get something to eat, if you're visiting from out of town. And so let's get some perspective right now on this. And we want to go to the National Weather Service in Monterey, the San Francisco Bay Area Monterey office. And we're going to go now to Logan Johnson. And Logan, thank you very much for joining us. We know right now where we are doesn't look too bad, but it's the intensity and the duration of the rain that's been causing so much problems. Is there anything about this event that surprised you so far?
What was really surprising was how heavy that band of rain that moved through this morning, and some of the rainfall rates approaching an inch in just about half an hour produced a lot of flash flooding in some major urban areas and on some major interstates in the Bay Area. Pretty significant. Fortunately, a lot of it's receded a bit, so that was pretty surprising how heavy that rain really moved in this morning.
Now, what are your concerns now going forward into the afternoon?
Well, what we're watching is the radar starting to fill in a little bit on the backside, so we'll see some continuing of moderate rain this afternoon. So we are going to see those urban flooding concerns continue a bit. The waters are going to be very slow to recede. So where the waters are high right now, they'll start coming down, but it won't be too quickly since we are still experiencing some moderate rainfall in the area.
And Logan, I know the National Weather Service, you guys are busy any day of the week. You have all the different forecast products you have to put out. But the past few days, looking at all the special weather statements, all the watches, all the warnings and advisories that you had to post, how are the team doing? How are things going at the office there?
Things are great. Everybody's in good spirits. We're staffed up for this. We're briefing emergency managers and media constantly, and we couldn't do our job without help from guys like you, so thank you.
And we always appreciate that, too. So getting back to the forecasting, we know that computers and science, they've improved. It has improved so much in the past several years. And, every year things get better. But is there anything right now with this event that you don't have that you wish you had? What's that crystal ball that you wish you had, Logan?
Well, what would always be nice is that we could have more data. How heavy is that rain that looks real heavy out over the ocean? There's just not a lot of places out over the ocean to really see how heavy that rain is. So with the ocean to our west, it's often difficult to really get an accurate handle on how strong things are that are making their way towards our area.
All right, Logan, is there anything else you want people to know, either in the Bay Area or that are watching across the country, that sometimes people on the West Coast I wish people would understand or know something about what's going on here? Is there anything that you want to get off your chest?
Well, we just want people to take it slow out here. If you can't see the roadway, don't drive through it. We've seen, unfortunately, a lot of people having to be rescued today. Flash flooding can happen out here, even though we are in a large drought. So just take it slow, take it seriously. Flooded roadways are not something to drive through.
All right, Logan Johnson, thank you very much from the National Weather Service, San Francisco Bay Area, Monterey. We appreciate you taking the time to speak with us. Like so many people from the National Weather Service to emergency services, utilities, absolutely swamped and busy today, as you can imagine, with an impressive scene we're seeing out here with the surf. Keep in mind, we're in the Bay, the San Francisco Bay, so we're a little bit more protected than what you have out in the Pacific Ocean. So let's go back now into the studio, Jen.
All right, we're glad to hear you have that protection out there, but certainly you can see that visibility not so great across parts of California coastline.
Yeah, and that wind is reaching right up into the mountains as well. Looking at Reno right now, a tractor trailer was blown over. That was on Interstate 80, and we often hear about that. And then in Glenbrook, they're responding to numerous power lines and trees down due to very strong winds. So the wind's continuing to be just howling up there across the mountains, in particular 49 miles per hour, the most recent gust, South Lake Tahoe. The winds have settled down a bit in the Bay Area, now gusting to 60 miles per hour in Bridgeport. And there is the radar picture. Huge wall of rain coming in. We've had several inches in the mountains here, and we've got a lot more on the way.
That's right, and we certainly have seen some of these spots anywhere between 8 to 14 inches of rainfall. More on the way. Stay with us right here in Weather Center Live.
Currently in our area, 67 degrees under partly cloudy skies. This afternoon, mostly sunny. High 68. Winds west at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. Low 50. Winds northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Friday, sunny along with a few clouds. High 70. Winds north-northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Hershey's Miniatures. Choosing is half the fun. Because there's a little something delicious for everyone. Hershey's Miniatures. Choose your own delicious.
All right, listen up. Out
on that field today, you will be ready for anything. And I want you to always remember, this is the greatest team you will ever be part of.
There's a team that makes a real difference in the world. Join the team that makes a difference.
In the nation, misfortune doesn't take a holiday. But add brand new belongings from Nationwide and we'll replace stolen or destroyed items with brand new versions. Making sure every season is the season of giving. Just another way we put members first. Join the nation.
Nationwide is on your side.
Ring ring.
Progresso.
It's okay that your soup tastes like my homemade.
It's our slow-simmered vegetables and tender white meat chicken.
Apology accepted. I'm watching you, soup people.
Make it Progresso or make it yourself.
How to fix plumber's butt. Step 1, identify the problem. Step 2, carefully remove shirt. Step 3, put on a Duluth long-tail tee. Step 4, double-check your work. The Duluth long-tail tee, 3 inches longer to keep you covered. Get one, only at DuluthTrading.com.
Big news, Anthony. Now you can get special financing on the season's hottest gift, PlayStation 4, when you use your Walmart credit card.
Check this out, Imsos. I got 3rd and long. Go, 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 go! Yes, go! Woo!
With next-gen graphics, the gameplay is completely lifelike.
Waterboard! Water me! Water me up, man! Doing good. That's enough. All right. Okay, come on down. Okay, go, 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 go!
Maybe too lifelike.
Touchdown!
And now get special financing when you use your Walmart credit card. More ways to Christmas joy. Walmart.
The clock is ticking, so let's grab the list and go to town. You don't need a lot of this to make someone feel like that, especially if you give them one of these. Holiday to-dos? Let's get them done today at the one place that can help us bring it all home. That's How to Holiday. Let's do this. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. Right now, save $50 on this Husky Mechanics tool set. Guaranteed forever.
Ah, the bold new Camry. You can get a great deal during Toyotathon.
I love the new look.
And it's a blast to drive.
Oh, so you've driven it?
Yeah, taking it for a spin.
Toyotathon is on. Get low 1.9% APR financing for 60 months on the bold new 2015 Camry. Offer ends January 5th. Plus, every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care, Toyota's no-cost maintenance plan.
I know a great place for a drive.
Toyota, let's go places.
Mega Red is an omega-3 supplement recognized by the Hope Heart Institute. Research shows omega-3s may reduce the risk of coronary heart disease. The omega-3s in Mega Red are easily absorbed by the body, and it's just one small pill a day. Support your heart health with Mega Red.
Back, you are looking at 2 different views of San Francisco. You're looking at the radar on the right that shows you the rain that is coming down, and to the left there is your live view showing you the visibility is down, gray skies. The rain has been coming down really for the last several hours. You're looking at Interstate 80 as well as for Santa Cruz. You just had another heavier wave move through there, and another batch making its way on shore. Flash flood warnings are in effect until 12:15. This is potentially going to be a dangerous situation with so many of the roadways now dealing with flooding and flash flooding out there. And again, this flash flood warning for the counties of Alameda as well as Santa Clara, those are until 12:15. Right now, we're going to turn it over to Alex Wallace. He's going to talk more about this rain and other natural effects.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, Mother Nature hasn't been kind to California. Drought and mudslides, now heavy rain and hurricane-force winds. And one researcher found some of that could lead to another disaster. Earthquakes. So let's talk now with Dr. Shimon Wittowinski. He's a professor with the University of Miami. And thanks again, Doctor, for joining us here this afternoon. Now, you did research focusing on the Caribbean and Asia and how massive amounts of rain from typhoons triggered earthquakes. So how much rain does it take?
It takes quite a lot. It can be, if we talk with metric, is about 1 to 3 meters of rain within a few days, which translates to 50 to 100 inches of rain. So that's quite a lot of rain.
No doubt about it. Now, we're seeing quite a bit of rain into parts of California that we haven't seen in years. And of course, California has dozens of faults, especially around the Bay Area. So should people there in the Bay Area be concerned about an earthquake that could follow?
In general, they should be concerned, but not because of the rain. The thing is that the rain induced landslide, and as a result, if in certain tectonic environment, like in Taiwan, where I studied, where plates are just moving toward one another, that can release some of the stress and trigger earthquakes sometimes after the rain, the heavy rain. California, the plates are moving one with respect to the other, the horizontal movement between the Pacific and North American plate. So any landslide or erosion won't necessarily release the stress. So the rain won't have the same effect as it has in Taiwan or other locations.
Interesting here. What is the time frame that you would say from the onset of the rain, the heavy rain, to when you would anticipate an earthquake to occur?
In the case of Taiwan, I found that it's within a year to about 4 years. And the reason that there is the unloading or the removing of material from the mountain takes some time. So it happens in mountainous terrain after heavy rain, and the removal of these load or the erosion, the sediments from the mountain takes some time.
And Dr. Widwinski, could you give us a sense of, is this going to be something that you use in the future to predict earthquakes?
No, well, we usually don't like the term predict. We use the term forecast. But in certain environment where we see certain pattern, we can say there is a likelihood of happening earthquake. So I would say that I feel more comfortable discussing the situation in Taiwan, but not in other locations because there's not enough data to support that.
All right. Well, thank you so much. We appreciate you joining us here, giving us an update here on your studies there of the sort of the correlation between heavy rain and earthquakes there, particularly in other parts of the world. Well, we're going to go in depth now on some of the impressive rainfall totals that we have dealt with in California. For that, here's Jen.
Yeah, and we're talking about impressive numbers indeed. Like this, we're showing you some of these areas where we're talking 14.58 inches of rainfall. This is for Petrified Forest, California. And then for Venado, California, 7.72. Lake Sonoma, 5.72. These numbers are certainly going to help with the drought, but it's not going to end the drought. We're going to need a lot more rain than that. As we show you this, we're looking at this, and this gives you an idea of the amount of rainfall that's fallen in the last 24 hours and where the heaviest. You can see from Mount Shasta all the way down towards just north of San Francisco, Interstate 80, west of Interstate 5. You've been the big winners there. You've seen the darker shades of orange and red. That indicates 4, 5, 6 inches of rainfall, even more. Now, as we look at this is our visible imagery. This is our area low pressure. This is still offshore. All this moisture being pumped in by that front. We'll continue to follow this big West Coast storm right here on Weather Channel.
Zantac heartburn alert! Stop! Nexium can take 24 hours to work. Zantac's different. Zantac rushes relief in as little as 30 minutes. For relief without the wait, try Zantac. No pill relieves heartburn faster.
When you have a gift list this long, you gotta go to Burlington. I have so many people to shop for. My husband, 2 small boys, my mom and my dad, 19 nieces and nephews. I save so much money, I got something for me.
Lowe's presents How to Sing a Duet.
Bells, bells, all the way.
Give the gift of portable power this season with InstaBoost. Now only $79 at Lowe's.
Everyone sees the same sky. But when we look up, we see something amazing. This winter, you've got to watch the Weather Channel mornings.
It's going to have wide-ranging impacts.
Winter storms are too important to cover in just a few minutes.
It's going to be brutal for a lot of people.
Because it's not just about your forecast.
That's why those temperatures stay cold.
Look at this! Listen to that!
See this winter like never before. Amazing starts here. The Weather Channel mornings.
Currently in our area, 67 degrees under partly cloudy skies. This afternoon, mostly sunny. High 68. Winds west at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. Low 50. Winds northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Friday, sunny along with a few clouds. High 70. Winds north-northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
It's only for a couple of nights, okay?
Yep.
It's my parents' rules.
Baby?
Can I help you?
No. I just brought a card.
For me? She'll love it.
Thanks.
In the morning.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, I came to tell you a story about my people and their survival. Comes a story of hope. Follow me! You will be free! That will make you believe. Exodus, Gods and Kings. Rated PG-13.
Okay, Patrick, one more stop. Let's go base, shark, blitz.
Base, shark, blitz. When the game's on the line.
Okay, this is for the game.
The NFL trusts Duracell Quantum to power their game day communication.
Block 19 on. Abort, he's keeping it.
Duracell Quantum lasts up to 35% longer than the competition.
I like to mix things up a bit with Grand's Mini Pot Pies. Only 4 ingredients and a few easy steps. Weeknight dinner in a flash, and my family devours them. Pillsbury Grand's biscuits make dinner pop.
What if your morning routine weren't so routine? Introducing One-A-Day VitaCrave's Chewy Bites. Complete multivitamins with nutrients like B vitamins and vitamin D in hard-shell, chocolatey, chewy bites. New from One-A-Day.
Hershey's Spreads. Bring the delicious taste of Hershey's chocolate to anything. Everything. With Hershey's Spreads, the possibilities are delicious.
At the end of the day, my hands are beat up.
Especially during the winter times, hands are splitting, cracking, making it very difficult to do my job.
You don't want that one.
Yeah, actually I do. It's Mucinex Fastmax Nighttime, and it's got a nasal decongestant.
Is that really a thing? Sounds made up.
I can't sleep when I'm all stuffy.
I take offense to that.
I'm not going to argue with a talking ball of mucus.
I think you're being a little hasty. Oh.
He's not with me.
Mucinex Fastmax Nighttime. Multi-symptom relief plus nasal decongestant. Breathe easy, sleep easy. Start the relief, ditch the misery. Let's end this.
Let's face it. Life happens on your wood floors. And well, life can be hard on them. So to keep them beautiful, despite life's little ups and downs, trust Bona for quick and easy everyday cleaning, long-lasting shine, and a lifetime of protection. Safe for your floors, Green Guard certified for a healthier home. Everyday solutions for clean and beautiful floors, no matter what. Bona, recommended by professionals since 1919.
Berries.com. Click the mic and enter code WEATHER. Or call 888-SWEET-90.
Every Sunday, the Titans of Weather bring the rain. Geek Out, Sundays at noon on the Weather Channel.
Well, this just in, the winds have caused a tree to come crashing down on a young child in Santa Cruz, California. It looks like it's actually at the Gateway School there.
Yeah, and joining us on the phone is Keith Sterling, the communications director with the city. Thanks so much, Keith, for joining us here. What can you tell us about what happened?
Thanks, guys. Well, yeah, it was a scary situation this morning. We had I believe a 12-year-old that was near the Gateway School, and an 80-foot tree, 80-foot tree came down. You can see there. the image, and luckily we were able to get chainsaws in there immediately. He was pinned in there for probably about 10 or 15 minutes, and they were able to use equipment to get him out. And luckily he has obviously some damage to his shoulder and his arm, but he seems to be okay. He's at the hospital right now.
And he's at the hospital right now. But tell us, when the tree came crashing down, the kids were inside the school. Were they getting ready to leave? Because I know a lot of the schools there were canceled, I heard.
Right, yeah, certain areas schools have been out. I don't know for sure exactly the circumstance, but, obviously we're encouraging people to stay indoors today as best they can, but luckily in this situation, the boy's going to be okay.
Well, it's good to know that he's going to be okay. Now, what other damage have you seen around town?
Well, we're seeing a lot of flooding here, obviously. At the coast, we have a lot of curious people that are making their way down to the beach to take a look at the waves and the surf, and of course, we're advising them not to do that, to stay inside and be safe. Of course, we're concerned about mudslides in the area here in the Santa Cruz Mountains, south of the Silicon Valley. We do have those issues, so we're batten down the hatches, have all our crews out, responding as quickly as we can, and going to ride it out through the afternoon.
All right, and thank you for joining us again. That's Keith Sterling. He is the Public Information Officer with the City of Santa Cruz, California. All right, well, that's all the latest on the storm damage. Let's send it out to Carl Parker in the lab.
All right, tremendous storm, and we're getting a real good look at this storm now on the visible satellite picture. You see the area of low pressure just offshore relative to the northwest right in here. Incredibly strong low, big feed of Pacific moisture coming in and across central California. And this is a loop over the last 12 hours, and it's just unbelievable. I mean, we've just gotten crushed in the northern and central part of the state. Many spots getting several inches of rain, especially in the higher elevations. And it's far from over. There in the Bay Area, we've still got a big area of rain coming into 280, where we've had problems with flooding on the interstate already. Flash flood warning for Alameda, Contra Costa, Santa Clara counties until 12:15. Napa County, an extension on the flash flood warning. That is actually now going until 4 p.m. And we could see significant river flooding there with the Napa River right around St. Helena. Here's the heavy rain coming into the northern part of the state. Now, you've got a couple of reservoirs here that have really needed this water. That is a look at Shasta Lake. That is the largest reservoir in California, and it's been at about 25% of capacity. You see how low the lake level is relative to where it could be, all the dry areas there. And so this is going to help out quite a bit as we've got several inches of rain coming down. And in addition to that, the snow has begun in the Sierra, and there's going to be a lot more of that. That's another big part of drought mitigation. It's not just the rain you get, it's also the snow that builds up, that snowpack that feeds the Central Valley in California. And the snow levels are going to be lower as compared to what we saw with the last storm. Fairly high right now, but they'll be dropping down to 6,000 feet later today and 4,500 feet by tomorrow. And that's going to mean easily a couple of feet of snow in the Sierra. Maybe as much as 3, along with blizzard conditions, and the snow really coming down in earnest, we think, through this evening. That'll continue into the overnight hours, very early tomorrow morning. Very difficult travel there, dropping down then into the southern part of the Sierra by late tomorrow. And all told, again, a good couple of feet of snow and maybe as much as 3 feet by the time it's all said and done. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Carl Parker. Still to come on Weather Center Live, continuing coverage of the monster storm hitting the West Coast.
Now, widespread reports of flooding and wind damage coming in. We've got more expert analysis plus reports live from San Francisco. Coming up next, Dave Schwartz and Alex Wilson.
Currently in our area, 67 degrees under partly cloudy skies. This afternoon, mostly sunny. High 68. Winds west at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. Low 50. Winds northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Friday, sunny along with a few clouds. High 70. Winds north-northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
massive storm with major impacts. Rain, snow, and hurricane-force wind. The West Coast getting the full force of Mother Nature right now. And we have complete coverage, beginning with Chris Warren.
The West Coast of the United States getting hammered by a massive storm, and right now California in the middle of it. I'm meteorologist Chris Warren reporting from San Francisco. Dave?
Since it's the West Coast, we see the threat of mudslides, flooding, travel issues, flight delays, and power outages. A very busy afternoon in the weather world, and you see it all right here. And welcome to Weather Center Live. I'm Dave Schwartz alongside Alex Wilson.
It has been a very active weather day, and we begin in California because I want you to take a look at this major wind. This is a wind stream graphic, so showing the winds, the direction really. You can see that area of low pressure and obviously those brighter colors indicative of some very strong winds.
The strong winds, hurricane-force winds. Meteorologist Chris Warren has spent all day underneath those weather warnings. Chris, what's it look like?
Rain still coming down as it has been for hours. Flash flooding, the immediate concern around much of the Bay Area. And what you don't see right here is the big winds, but the big winds are happening, especially around the hills. And you can barely make out some of the higher hills in the Marin Headlands. If you look at the Golden Gate Bridge from left to right is going north. And you're going into still some more of that heavy rain. The heavy rain is what's been reducing the visibility. From this spot on a clear day, or just a day that's nice, you can see perfectly the Golden Gate Bridge, also Alcatraz. It's hard to even make out the different colors and the greens, but when it's a nice day, you can see it really good. And the rain, though, is the story. It's the rain which has been creating the flooding, the standing water, the ponding on the roads, and the threat for more rocks and debris to flow over onto the roads will also make travel difficult. So you combine all of the rain and the wind, and it makes for a nasty situation. Back to you.
And plenty of that rain coming down with flash flood warnings currently in effect. You know, we talk about the radar, and when you get those brighter colors, the yellows, the oranges, that's where we have the very heavy rain, and that is corresponding to where now we have flash flood warnings. You can see San Jose, Fremont, and Sunnyvale under a flash flood warning. Those cities until 12:15 Pacific time. We've seen plenty of photos showing roads underwater. Storm reports. Look at this flash flooding in San Bruno. Significant flash flooding being reported on Interstate 280. So even the major roadways impacted. Non-thunderstorm wind gusts. Look at this, Soda Springs. We're talking about a high elevation. Mount Lincoln reported a wind gust of 135 miles per hour. We are talking about very, very strong winds. We have seen downed trees across the area. And as I mentioned, plenty of rainfall across the region. Let's see if we can go back and take a look at that radar and see where the rain is falling right now, because it's causing problems not just on road travel, but also air travel. As you can imagine, San Francisco International Airport is slowed and delays have been upwards of 3 hours. But in that area, we have some very, very heavy rainfall. Those yellows, those oranges, even those reds, those show the very, very heavy downpours. And in addition to all that, you're right, we've got power outages across the area. All right, we want to get more on the impacts in California. Here's Sam Champion.
A powerful Pacific storm. Some forecasters are calling it the worst of the decade. Record rainfall in Washington state, some places getting up to 5 inches of rain, causing widespread flooding. In Brennan, signs almost entirely submerged by water. And on the shoreline, wind gusts up to 60 miles an hour, fueling serious swells. Homes along the shoreline splintered, then pulled into the 15 to 20 foot high surf. This storm spreads west and south. The Sierra Nevada mountains could see from 2 to 4 feet of snow, potentially closing critical roads and highways. If San Francisco gets the forecasted 5 inches of rain, it would be the worst storm in at least 6 years. Flights grounded at SFO, schools canceling classes. Wind gusts could top 75 miles an hour in the Bay Area.
And we've had a taste of this in the Northwest, too. But now, as you can see, the sun is out over beautiful Portland, Oregon. Temperatures are in the mid-50s, and you won't need your umbrella here, at least for a while. But more than 10,000 people are without power in Oregon because of those extreme winds we had, especially yesterday and last night. Well, let's find out where this storm's going to be going. You know, this is the very kind of northern edge of this storm. You find low pressure spinning out there west of Oregon, and then the cold front back down through the Bay Area. That's where the heaviest rain is right now, into the Central Valley, and then right up into the Sierra Nevada mountains, where blizzard warnings are in effect right in here. San Francisco, we expect at least 3 inches of rain. We've already seen that in Santa Rosa, in Ukiah, in Redding, and that's going to spread further south along the coast. There's a look at it right now, and if you're heading up I-80 toward Reno or Lake Tahoe, just know that you're going to encounter blizzard conditions above about 6,000 feet in elevation. So make sure your car is winterized and ready to go. There, your 3 to 5 inches. That's what's happened so far, and that's now happening in the Bay Area, South Bay, San Jose, Mountain View, Saratoga. Everybody under a flood warning. So if you encounter flooded roads or you encounter a river that's running above flood stage, which St. Helena River is, this is the Napa River near St. Helena, flooding taking place this afternoon, and that will abate here tonight. Turn around, don't drown. Make the smart choice. Now, later on tonight, we'll see that rain spread into Santa Barbara and then into Los Angeles in earnest right around midnight tonight. We're not expecting as much rain there, but, you know, a little rain on the freeways, and, you know, some people go nuts just driving too fast. They'll spin out hydroplating. The storm weakens as it moves into Arizona here tomorrow. We'll be left with just a few showers here in California. So the worst is going to be right now through tonight. Conditions will improve in Northern California after sunset. Alex, back to you.
Hey, Dave, that West Coast monster storm continues to ramp up while Winter Storm Damon tapers off in the Northeast. How much snow some of you are steering around, and how long those snowflakes will continue to fall. We'll talk about the weekend also next.
Grandpa Bodie, Grandma said you used to be out of control.
Really? I guess I did take some risks. I trained a little bit differently. I was a little too honest sometimes. The media is useless.
You were out of control.
But not always.
Audi, proud sponsor of the U.S. Ski Team.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Hi, Anthony. How much does my discount double check save me?
About $150.
Done.
Insurance, find me money.
I got you $1.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. There to help you get to a better state.
You know what's gone? Kevin? The aspartame in You'll Play Light, they took it out. Oh, yeah. It is gone. What's wrong with Kevin?
You'll Play Light with 90 calories. Smooth, creamy, and now aspartame free.
Your Starbucks gift card any day through January 5th for a chance to win Starbucks for life.
Whoa. Sunday.
Buried treasure, here we come.
There's new miners on the mountain.
We're about to be digging on top of the world.
But will their big gamble,
they call it Dead Man's Curve.
My heart is pounding right now.
be a huge bust?
This is an extreme situation.
Prospectors. New episode Sunday night at 9 on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 67 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Tonight, cloudy intervals, low 50, winds northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Friday, sunny along with a few clouds. High 70, winds north-northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Friday night, a few clouds, low 55, winds north-northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
treacherous highway in the world to experience the high risk of heavy rescue. Highway Through Hell, Sundays at 10 on the Weather Channel.
Now, Walmart is your go-to place for all things Lego, all at unbeatable prices.
They've got Lego Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle sets, Lego Friends, and this unbelievably cool Emmett's Constructo Mech from the Lego movie.
Check out the Lego minifigure I just made, Action Anthony.
What's his superpower?
Being breathtakingly handsome. She don't know what pretty is. I know.
Save $25 when you open a Walmart credit card account and spend $75 today. Then get another $10 when you make another $75 purchase. Walmart.
The clock is ticking, so let's grab the list and go to town. You don't need a lot of this to make someone feel like that, especially if you give them one of these. Holiday to-dos? Let's get them done today at the one place that can help us bring it all home. That's How to Holiday. Let's do this. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. Your choice of these compressor combo kits, just $199.
Mega Red is an omega-3 supplement recognized by the Hope Heart Institute. Research shows omega-3s may reduce the risk of coronary heart disease. The omega-3s in Mega Red are easily absorbed by the body, and it's just one small pill a day. Support your heart health with Mega Red.
10 past the hour and a look at Winter Storm Damon, such as it is. It really has weakened. The upper low is sitting over here, the surface low around Mount Washington, and the circulation still continues, but is very broad. There's a lot of dry air mixed in here, so not many people are getting heavy precipitation of any form. Though I'll tell you, at BWI, it's snowing, and it's 32 degrees. So there could be some brief delays out here at the airport, so heads up. Just flurries for D.C. And how about the snow falling on the boardwalk in Atlantic City? Northern Bucks County, just north of Philadelphia, a dusting possible. And here in western New York and Pennsylvania, it's coming down. But the heaviest snow totals near Syracuse. And that's our next stop. Here's Alex.
Tim Cantori has been in Syracuse since that first snow started to fall, and he caught up with one of the people stuck for 5 hours on Interstate 81 yesterday.
Well, the snow continues to fall here in Syracuse, 15 inches and counting. Certainly some of our areas to the south have almost gotten 30 inches of snow. That is an awesome storm, to say the least. The problem, though, is it came in a big hurry on Wednesday morning along Interstate 81. I want to talk to Matt Spagnola, who actually spent about 5 hours in that traffic jam. Yeah, 5 hours in that thing. I mean, let's just go back. Just tell us about your morning and when you were literally stopped.
Well, I woke up, I shoveled the driveway enough so I could get out, and got on 481, 81, and then about 2 miles onto 81 is just dead. Just totally dead traffic.
Just gridlock, yep.
Just total gridlock. You get up and, you know, everybody moves over, and then after I moved over, I stayed there for about 5 hours.
So how did you find out what was happening ahead of you?
You know, just localnews.com. People were telling me what was going on. Trying to figure things out was getting kind of tough. Actually, I learned more that there was a tractor-trailer incident when I was talking to you on the phone doing the interview. And just about as soon as we hung up, the traffic started moving again, got off, and it took me about another hour and a half, I think, maybe to get down here to meet the news crew and go get some lunch at one of our restaurants.
We've certainly seen worse situations where people have been on the road 18 hours, 24 hours.
Oh, yeah.
But even 5, when does it start to get on your mind a little bit? Just like, what do I do?
About hour 2.
Really about
when you're sitting there and there's nothing to do, you got nothing to eat, my coffee's cold, you know, I got to go to the bathroom. And that's the big thing I started thinking about, like, man, I don't know how they did it in Buffalo, you know, where did they go to the bathroom? And it was getting to that point where, you know, it was going to be soon, we were going to have some trouble.
All right, Matt, we're glad you're back with us, and maybe a little fear getting on the interstate next time?
A little bit. Right. Not really. I got to do it this afternoon.
Oh, well, hopefully we will wind down a little bit. But here's the deal, guys. Even with a non-lake effect snow event, now we're sitting here 30-plus hours going on the 40th hour. We may be over 50 hours of straight snowfall at Syracuse International before all is said and done. The good news is it looks like the heaviest snow has certainly gone past this area for at least today. All right, we'll keep you posted from downtown Syracuse. Back to you in the studio.
Thank you so much, Tim. Luckily, the folks in the queue stolen a little snow scare them, right? Well, Jamesville, not too far away from Syracuse. It's off to the south and east over near DeWitt. One of the big winners from Damon, over 27 inches fell in Dwaynesville. This off towards the west of Albany, 2 feet. Killington, Vermont, 19 inches. Plattsburgh, New York, 15 inches. And a solid foot right there in Syracuse. Syracuse, downtown, where you might still be waving at Jim Cantore. Let's talk about Damon. As Jim mentioned, this storm is winding down, but we still have snow falling across New York, especially into western New York, northwestern PA, so Erie up towards Jamesville, over near Buffalo as well. We've seen some snow down into parts of southeastern Pennsylvania. That upper level low is slow to move out. It's cut off from that main flow, so it's going to kind of hang around as we go through the end of the week. So guess what? You're going to see snow showers as we go into our Thursday and our Friday, Dave.
An East Coast storm is winding down, as he said, but on the West Coast, a monster storm is cranking up. Crews scurry as tens of thousands of customers lose power. How strongly winds are howling right now in Northern California, next.
Last winter, it was so cold.
We were not prepared.
So this year, we went to Burlington. Burlington's got every kind of coat you can imagine at really great prices. It's a lot of bang for our buck.
Freezing cold winter? Bring it on.
It's going to be cold. Visit your nearby Burlington. Style for everyone.
My goal was to finally get in shape. Not to be focusing again on my moderate to severe chronic plaque psoriasis. So I finally made a decision to talk to my dermatologist about Humira. Humira works inside my body to target and help block a specific source of inflammation that contributes to my symptoms. In clinical trials, most adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis saw 75% skin clearance on Humira, and the majority of people were clear or almost clear in just 4 months.
Humira can lower your ability to fight infections, including tuberculosis. Serious, sometimes fatal infections and cancers, including lymphoma, have happened, as have blood, liver, and nervous system problems, serious allergic reactions, and new or worsening heart failure. Before treatment, get tested for TB. Tell your doctor if you've been to areas where certain fungal infections are common, and if you've had TB, hepatitis B, are prone to infections, or have flu-like symptoms or sores. Don't start Humira if you have an infection.
Set a new goal today. Ask your dermatologist about Humira, because with Humira, clear skin is possible.
Hi there. Hi, Flo. I know. I'm going to get you to your rental car.
This is so ridiculous.
We're going to manage your entire repair process from paperwork to pickup. Okay, little tiny baby? Your car's ready and your repairs are guaranteed for as long as you own it.
The Progressive Service Center, a real place where we really manage your claim from start to finish. Really?
Easy as easy can be. Bye.
Whoa. Sunday.
Buried treasure, here we come.
There's new miners on the mountain.
We're about to be digging on top of the world.
But will their big gamble?
They call it Dead Man's Curve.
My heart is pounding right now.
My husband worked at a power plant where the asbestos fell like snow.
My dad got mesothelioma from asbestos.
Oh, the diagnosis was devastating.
We chose Cooney and Conway because they're highly experienced in this area.
They were more than lawyers. They were human beings.
There was no money up front.
It showed my sons that there is justice in the world.
Call 1-800-322-5573. Cooney and Conway. Justice with a passion.
December is Mattress Month at Rooms to Go. Your chance to buy any Tempur-Pedic mattress set and finance it interest-free for 8 years. That's right, 8 years, until 2023. Or choose a queen mattress set from Sealy, Serta, or Beauty Rest. Your choice, one low price, just $567 for the set. Plus, look for other great mattress specials throughout the store. So buy yourself a great night's sleep during December Mattress Month at Rooms to Go.
Berries.com. Click the mic and enter code WEATHER. Or call 888-SWEET-90.
The Weather Channel unearths the investigations, the mysteries.
Nobody was flying the plane.
Why planes crash. Mondays at 9. Here on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 67 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Tonight, cloudy intervals, low 50, winds northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Friday, sunny along with a few clouds. High 70. Winds north-northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Friday night, a few clouds. Low 55. Winds north-northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
This is one of the newest pictures into us of the impacts of the wind in this monster storm on the West Coast. A huge tree slammed into the back of this car in Sacramento. And it's not just Sacramento. Firefighters working to free a child trapped when an 80-foot tree fell in Santa Cruz, south of San Francisco. Officials say the child's left shoulder and arm were pinned beneath the tree for 15 minutes. Rescue crews used a chainsaw to free the child, and that child was taken to an area hospital. Santa Cruz officials tell us the child is doing okay. Let's have a look at this West Coast storm, plus the remnants of Damon. Here's Alex.
Want to talk winter weather update, and we want to talk about both coasts. 20 minutes past the hour right now. We start in the west where all of that action is. This storm system is just wound up, bringing those very, very strong winds, the heavy rain. So down trees have been the norm. Power outages galore also across the western and northwest part of the country. Look at that heavy rain down around San Francisco. We've seen street flooding, and up into the higher elevations, blizzard warnings are in effect because you've got the snow along with those very strong winds. That's going to make it very difficult to see. So wouldn't be surprised if we do see road closures. Blizzard warnings for the areas in the purple, so around the Lake Tahoe area. Then we have winter storm warnings down towards Yosemite and Sequoia National Park over into parts of Nevada. We have winter storm watches, also winter weather advisories for a bit of California and southern Nevada. Through Saturday morning, we are looking at 2 feet plus into some of those higher elevations, including near the Lake Tahoe area for Yosemite, 18 to 24 inches. Lesser totals as you head further off to the south, but still up to 1.5 feet possible. And snow levels right now are a little higher, so that's why we're seeing the rain around South Lake Tahoe and Truckee. But those snow levels will be dropping, so they'll go from 8,000 feet down to about 4,500 feet. And as those snow levels drop, areas like South Lake Tahoe, Truckee, and Emigrant Gap will see the change over to snow on the order of 8 to 12 inches by the time things are said and done in the Truckee area by tomorrow. Your average monthly snowfall, when we look at the Lake Tahoe area, it's really coming for 4 months: December, January, February, and March. This is when we see the bulk of our snowfall for a given year. So this is the start of the snowfall portion of the year, and right on time. We have been seeing the snow if you count last week's event and then this week's event. Western storm begins to move east. Take a look at Sunday. We'll watch parts of Wyoming and Colorado to see that snow by Sunday night, beginning to work into parts of Nebraska and Kansas. Then on Monday, you can see the snow all the way from Rapid City and Cheyenne down into parts of western Kansas, with rain and snow affecting Sioux City, Iowa, parts of central Nebraska, down into parts of Kansas, even a little bit of Wisconsin by early next week, Dave.
All right, thanks a lot, Alex. Now, I got a question for you. Would you like to get out to the beach this time of year, huh? Like Panama City Beach, Florida, for example? Well, would you believe it that right now it's warmer in Denver than it is in Panama City Beach? It's warmer in Great Falls, Montana than it is in Panama City Beach, Florida. Ahead of this big storm on the West Coast, a big ridge of high pressure, and under that, temperatures are mild. 53 in Billings, 51 in Rapid City. Where's the Arctic air? Gone. 60 in Boise, 61 in Denver. It's 57 at Panama City Beach, Florida right now. How do you like them apples, huh? There's your nice ridge of high pressure. This is kind of a static pattern. It's going to be with us for a couple of days, called an omega block. It's shaped like the Greek letter omega. And underneath that ridge, for the most part, temperatures are mild, or will be mild, once the clouds begin to break here west of the Mississippi River. We've been stuck in the clouds here this morning. 15 to 30 degrees above average this week. So this is a real break. You talk about a thaw. We had December in November, and now we've got November in December. These are your forecast highs this weekend. 58 in Denver, 62 out there at Rapid City. Even Chicago, 12 degrees above average on Sunday. Louisville at 5 above average. Kansas City, 17 degrees above average. So there you have it, my friend. Forget the beach. You're sitting pretty here in Kansas City, Missouri, with highs this weekend mid to upper 50s. Beats that fog and drizzle and 37 that we have out there right now. There you have it, my friend. My friend Alex.
Hey, you know, people like the sound of that. Instead of a warm-up, you have a monster storm winding up to greater strength in Northern California. The winds are toppling huge trees, smashing, was cutting off power to thousands. And it is just one side of this storm ahead, where heavy rain is overwhelming roads.
From I wonder what it is to you'll never guess. Everything from LL Bean is backed by the same rock-solid guarantee. So while they keep guessing, you know that we'll take it back or replace it. LL Bean, guaranteed to please.
Lowe's presents How to Sing a Duet.
Bells, bells, all the way.
Give the gift of portable power this season with InstaBoost. Now only $79 at Lowe's.
Nourished. Rescued. Protected. Given new hope. During the Subaru Share the Love event, Subaru owners feel it too. Because when you take home a new Subaru, we donate $250 to helping those in need. We'll have given $50 million over 7 years. Love. It's what makes a Subaru a Subaru.
Hello, I'm an Idaho potato farmer, and our big Idaho potato truck is